Hi there beautiful people, welcome back to another video and welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, my name is Femke and for today's video I will be doing my first time ever trying out making nail decals with regular nail polish. So I have seen this for like 10 years, 12 years, maybe even longer, how to make them yourself, but I'm actually going to use those little like paper cutout thingies. I've got no idea how these are called in English. You guys know me, I'm from the Netherlands, so English isn't my mother tongue, but in Dutch these are called pons, like paper ponsing cutout thingies. I've got seriously no idea how to pronounce that in English, what it's called in English. Let me know in the comment section down below, but I will be using those, and I've actually ordered those like 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago already, to really just sit down and do it. But then I got a whole bunch of babies, I got a whole lot pregnant, and I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, I will be using some of my somewhat newer Wet n Wild polishes. If you're curious about swatches of these, check out last week's video because I've done an all like in-depth swatcheroo video about these and a couple more polishes from Wet n Wild as well. But yeah, I've actually bought those a couple of years ago as well, and they were just forgotten about, sitting on my desk, just collecting dust over time. And it's such a shame because the polishes are really beautiful, especially this super nice holographic one. So yeah, I couldn't wait to actually sit down, do this video, just try it out for funsies and see what I can come up with and see what actually works. So as a base where I am going to make or create my decals on, I was actually going to try it on one of my tiles, which is just a random wall tile I have. I use it for swatches and stuff like this, but I also took a little Ziploc bag and I'm going to do kind of like a marbly effect to actually eventually cut out these little figures from. So yeah, I just used the dotting tool to make those little swirls. You can use whatever you have handy, and of course make sure all of your bottles are screwed like open so it's easy to get them. You can work fast. You do want to work a little fast if you want to do a marble kind of design like I'm going to do, because you don't want your polishes to be all like thick and gooey and just not marbling anymore. So yeah, just want to work fast. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of measure out how big of a little like decal sheet I want to make, and then just apply the colors into that. And then it is pretty much a whole lot of fun. You could do kind of like an alligator design, like a blooming gel idea. The polishes I am using are regular nail polishes, so you don't have to cure it or anything like that. I do think this is doable with gel polishes too. You just have to cure it. I would highly suggest to not do that on a wild tile and just use a Ziploc bag. I think you will be able to still peel it off, or maybe even apply a peel off base onto the surface you're going to apply it on, just to make sure it's easy to get it off. And in between I was actually kind of still measuring to see if my decal sheet little like square was still big enough for the cutout I'm going to do. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on marbling because you can just make a whole lot at once, because you still need a couple of like hours I'd say to let it fully dry and settle, and then you want to apply a top coat and again let it settle. So this is kind of like not a 5-minute nail design. This will take like half a day before you can actually sit down and do your nails. So if you are like me, you are a mom, or you just don't have a lot of spare time in general, you could easily do this like the night before. Just let it sit, make sure there's no like cats running through and cat hair or dog hair getting into it, because you know I have 2 very old cats and their hair just gets everywhere. It doesn't matter how often you vacuum, how clean you are as a person, it's crazy. That hair gets everywhere. So yeah, just sit it down or just settle it down somewhere where it's safe, no kids or pets or anyone can touch it while it dries, and of course just have fun with it, you know. For me personally, I think after doing the little like patches, the little like sheets, let's just put it to that. I think I let them sit for like 2 hours and then I went in with the top coat. But you know, that was just because I had my youngest boy at home with me while doing this video, and you know, he's like 6 months old, I think, at the moment of this video going up. I think he's exactly 6 months old actually when this video will go up. So yeah, he still needs food every 4 hours, a bottle, and you know, care for my babies comes first. So I just had this just sit on my desk for a couple of hours before going into the next step. So yeah, just a little heads up, the tile really didn't work. So I would highly suggest to just go with a Ziploc bag, maybe just another random plastic bag, but the Ziploc bag really worked the best in my opinion. And off camera I have just created a couple of extra sheets because I really didn't know how big the decals would actually look on the nail. I didn't try it out before with like a piece of paper or anything. I just winged it as I went, which is something I tend to do a lot. And if you're like me and a little bit of a risk taker, just make sure you have a couple of extra nail decals you can use to cut out those little like figures with. It's a lot of fun to make these actually, and you know, once they are fully dry, as I mentioned, I just waited like 2 hours, but I think like 1 hour will be fine. I think maybe even faster than an hour. It really depends on how hot it is and how humid it is where you are actually sitting down and creating these. But once it is dry, you can go in with your top coat, and of course let that dry again for like a good amount of time as well. I just went in with a top coat by Catrice. I just grabbed one randomly that's on my desk. This one is actually quite nice, I have to say. I really like it. Also the matching base coat of this Catrice, I think it's like a gel kinda top coat. It was really nice. Once again, the name says gel, but it's just a regular nail polish. It just has a gel like shine and effect. You don't have to cure it. But once it's fully dry, you want to take a tweezer. I just took one like super sharp angled one because that was one I had like the closest to me, and I'm just going to try and peel them off. But as you can see right here, off of that wall tile, it just did not work. Maybe it had something to do with the polishes. Maybe I just had to apply a base underneath first. That could be something as well. But off of the Ziploc bag, as you can see right here, it actually worked really well. So I would highly suggest and recommend to just use a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag or anything like that, because it just removes so easily. But yeah, once you have peeled off your little sheet, you want to go in with your cut out tool. You could also just use tiny scissors if you're like, I don't want to use those pons kind of thingies, or however they are called in English. You could definitely draw other kind of designs. I just did a marble because I love how marbles look. And yeah, you can just definitely wing it. Just go for it, you know. If you are a nail art ninja and you're super skilled, maybe do some hand painted flowers, some hand painted other cute stuff. Like, the world is yours. You can just go all crazy with it, because you know, at the end of the day, it's just nail polish, and if you don't like it, you can easily remove it. There are no rules to nail art, or at least for me personally, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm just going to cut out a whole bunch of different ones. Also, some of the like little cutout thingies, the pons thingies, some didn't work as good as I wanted. There was actually one butterfly that was just kind of mangled. You will see that right here if I'm correct. Yeah, it was just, I think it was a little bit too close to the edge of the decal like square or sheet. It just didn't work out. But the second time I actually tried it, it turned out so much better and just really cute. At the end, I think I didn't even use the butterfly one. I just went for two, I think I used 2 hearts, a star, a little like 4-leaf clover, and I think I used the bow as well. But you know, at the end of the day, just choose and use whatever you want. There's not like, it's not like you're using or wasting a lot of nail polish, which might seem a little crazy because it's a marble and you're not going to use the entire like decal squares or sheets that you have created, but you can easily store these away if you want to. Just make sure they are cool and dry and in a dark area, and I think you can actually use them for a longer period of time. Also, just put them with maybe like some baking paper in between the little sheets and just put them in a Ziploc bag so they just don't harden out and dry out. I think you can definitely make a bunch on forehand and just use them whenever you want to. I think that is definitely a possibility. But yeah, let me know if you are going to try it out, or if you have tried that out, how it actually worked out for you, because I haven't tried it myself, how to store these properly, but I think with some baking paper in between and just like airtight seal them in a dark cool place, I think that might actually really work well. But yeah, here you can see me making some more little like decals. I think it's just so fun and so cute, and you can do so many different designs. As I mentioned, you can hand paint, but you can do like a marble like this. You can just cut it out with little scissors if you have a very steady hand. You can do so much with it. I would highly suggest to always apply a top coat just to make sure it's easy to peel off. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's so much fun, and I can't wait to do more designs like this with like different colors. I just used very neutral colors this time, but you guys know me. I love my bright colors, I love my pinks, so I will definitely be doing this in the future with like some different colors, especially pinks, but maybe even like some reds and golds and glitters and stuff like that for the holiday season maybe. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that, and if you have any ideas or you have tried it out, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm always really curious to hear about that. But yeah, how you want to apply these decals is super easy. I would suggest to apply a base coat onto your nails first, like always do so, just to prevent any staining and discoloration. You could apply these decals in the wet base coat already, but I just applied an extra layer of the top coat and just placed the little decals in there, press them down just gently, and once you have done that and it's all in the correct place and wherever you want to put it, just let it dry for like 5 minutes I'd say, and then go in with another layer of that top coat. But yeah, these decals, the cutouts, you know, they turned out quite nice. They weren't too big, but they were, especially for the length my nails have right now, which isn't the longest I tend to have. They are quite short at the moment. I feel like one is more than enough to put on a nail, but for example, the little stars, you can cut them in half and maybe just do like one big star in the middle and just a half one on the edge on the tip maybe, or maybe around the cuticle area. I think you can do a lot of different fun stuff with that. But yeah, it's so easy. Like, I can't even say anything else about it anymore. Like, the steps are easy. Just make your little like decal sheets, your squares, make sure they are big enough, make sure they are fully dry, then go in with a top coat, make sure that is fully dry, peel them off, cut them out, use a base or a top coat on the nail, place your decals, let it dry, top coat again, and you're done. It's like, it's so much fun and it's so easy to do. So yeah, this was pretty much the entire new video already. Let me know what you think about it, if you're going to try it out. Maybe you have already tried it out. As I mentioned, I've seen this technique, like using a Ziploc bag or anything like that, to make decals like this. You could also do like full nail decals, by the way, which is something I still want to try as well. Yeah, let me know if you've done this. It's a very old concept. I've seen it like 15 years ago. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and as usual, I hope to see you in my next video as well.